You wanted to study medicine, then you wrote JAMB only once because you could not get the cutoff mark that first year. You settled for microbiology. You wanted to study law because you wrote JAMB once or you wrote twice. Now you settled for political science. Political scientist, guy, how far? My sister, you wanted to be a nurse. Later you settled for biology education. 6 years after graduation, how far? And now you've carried that attitude of settling. You've carried that attitude of demanding less than you're capable from yourself into your later life and into your relationship, into your occupation, into your choice of location. My brother, you know what you want in a woman. You want a tall, curvy woman who has not been touched by another man. But now you're settling. You are about to settle because the society told you that you cannot get what you want, or you were told that her sexual past doesn't matter. The same way you were told that the person who studies CRK can work in oil company. Now you're being told that even if she lives in a brothel, that she can make a good wife. My sister, you want a tall, dark, rich man, but now you're settling already. You've not even made effort to attract what you want. You are settling because the society is telling you that you cannot have what you want. You so much want to get married so fast that you throw away everything you desire in a man. The same way that you wanted to get admission so much just to be a graduate that you throw away the course of your dream, that you throw away the career of your dream. Now, how far? Most young men, the area which you're living is not the place that you want to live. And for most, it is that act of mental laziness of not pushing yourself more. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. You found an apartment in a very cozy environment, in a very good estate where you would like to live in, but the rent is 2 million naira. You found another apartment in an environment that you will not be happy to live in, but because that one is 1.4 million, because of 600,000 per year, you went to the environment which you don't want to live in, which you don't enjoy living in, you settled. But your miscellaneous expenses within 6 months is more than 600,000. Unimportant expenses that you spend in alcohol, women, things that doesn't really count much is more than 600,000. But you're willing to settle because of that amount. So most times we settle not because we don't really have what it takes to get what we want. No, it is because we overrate what we want and then we underrate our ability to get what we want. When you were younger, if your parents is to take you out in a store and you point what you want, if they give you what you don't want, you won't accept it. You will see a kid point something on the shelf. And if you pick the one that he or she doesn't want, he will say no. You pick another one, he will say no. You pick another one, he will say no until you point that one that he or she wants. And then the kid will smile and take it. But then gradually, the society will take away that strong character of standing on what we want and what we desire. If you settle, be it in career, in partner, it is most likely that you won't give it your best. You are entertaining other people in your relationship, most likely because you settled. That your babe is calling her ex on phone is because she settled. That a married woman is chatting a musical artist and is willing to throw away her marriage because of the musical artist is because she settled. Most times when you settle, you don't give it your best. Then later you realize that the same amount of energy that you put to maintain that choice, to graduate from that course that you settled for, to maintain that relationship that you settled for, to live in that neighborhood that you settled for and enjoy life, it is almost equivalent to the same amount of energy, resources you will spend if you had stick to your desired choice. Whether she's well behaved, respectful, and sexually reserved, or she's wild with plenty body count, it's still the same amount of dowry that you pay. You will still do the same wedding on top her head. You love them tall and dark, but he's yellow. It's the same amount of effort that you will put to maintain that marriage, the same amount of effort you will put as a wife and as a mother in the relationship, whether he's your desired choice or not. If you don't put that same amount of effort in that microbiology that you picked instead of medicine, you won't graduate with a good grade. That job that you don't want, that you settled for, is still the same amount of effort you will put. You have to come early, stay till the later time, put your best in the job. If not, they will sack you. This life is the life which you are aware of. Maybe if you've lived other lives, you don't know. But this one which you are aware of, why are you always settling? The only condition that you should settle is when you've given it your best. You wrote JAMB only once, you settled. You had one heartbreak and disappointment in a relationship, you settled. You applied for visa once and you settled. You applied for your dream job twice and you settled. The only way you should settle is when you know that you've given it your best. And if you're settling, do not settle for less.